Letting go of past regrets for a better future. Letting go of past regrets isn't just a therapeutic exercise, a vital act of self-liberation. Regret is one of the most corrosive emotions we can carry. It's heavy, persistent, and often lives in the background of our minds like an unwanted guest that refuses to leave. But in 2025, we have the chance to do something radical. Release the grip of our past and walk forward into a better future. In this message, we'll explore the true nature of regret, why it lingers, and how to move from guilt and sorrow into wisdom and peace. This is your guide to emotional freedom, self-forgiveness, and building a future that's not defined by your past but by your present choices. Regret is the emotional aftermath of perceived missed opportunities, wrong decisions, or painful actions. It says, "If only I had," or "Why didn't I?" But regret often comes with distorted memories. We forget who we were, what we knew, and what we were capable of at that time. The truth? Regret doesn't come from your past. It comes from how your present self judges your past self. You can't rewrite your past, but you can change how you relate to it. Here are the most common types of regret people carry. 1. Relationships. Lost loves, unspoken words, broken bonds. 2. Career paths not taken, risks not pursued, jobs that led to burnout. 3. Health ignored signs, poor habits, neglecting well-being. 4. Self-worth, staying silent, not setting boundaries, shrinking to please others. All these regrets share a common root, a longing for a second chance. But life is not about perfection. It's about learning, evolving, and becoming wiser. Holding on to regret has a high cost. It sabotages your self-confidence. It pulls your attention from the present moment, keeps old pain alive. It drains your energy and joy. Regret creates emotional clutter. It turns your mind into a courtroom where you are the judge and the accused. But 2025 can be the year you step out of that courtroom and into your freedom. So why is it so hard to let go? Because holding on to regret gives us the illusion of control. We think that by punishing ourselves, we're somehow righting the wrong. But here's the truth. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Letting go doesn't mean excusing what happened. It means deciding, I deserve to move forward. Here are 7 powerful steps to let go of regret. 1. Name the regret clearly. Pinpoint what happened. Be honest. Give it shape and name. 2. Separate emotion from fact. What actually happened? What story are you adding to it? 3. Acknowledge your humanity. You did the best you could with what you knew. That's not failure, it's life. 4. Speak forgiveness out loud. Say it. I forgive myself for not knowing then what I know now. 5. Reframe the lesson. What did the experience teach you? What wisdom came from that moment? 6. Take redemptive action. Make amends if you can. Help others with what you've learned. 7. Release the identity. You are not your mistake. You are the one who grew from it. Regret can either paralyze or empower you. The difference lies in your perspective. Instead of saying, I messed up, you can say, I evolved. That moment shaped me. That pain deepened my compassion. Your past may have scars, but scars are signs of healing. Self-compassion is the antidote to regret. When you treat yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a friend, everything changes. Speak to your past self gently. You were doing your best. You didn't have the tools you have now. You are not broken, you're growing. Kindness creates space for healing. Letting go of regret isn't just about the past, it's about clearing your path forward. When you stop dragging yesterday's sorrow, you walk lighter into tomorrow. In 2025, commit to creating a life full of choices you won't regret later. Say what matters. Try what scares you. Prioritize connection and presence over perfection. The best way to honor your past is to live better today. Here are 4 practices to start releasing regret this week. 1. Mirror work. Look yourself in the eye and say, I forgive you. I believe in you. I love you. 2. Journaling. Write a letter to your younger self. Then write one from your future self to you, full of pride and compassion. 3. Mindful breathing. Breathe in calm. Breathe out regret. Let every breath be a release. 4. Visualization. Picture yourself placing the regret in a box and letting it drift away in a stream. Watch it disappear into peace. You are not broken by your regrets. You are refined by them. Every moment of sorrow has carved space in you for wisdom. Every tear you cried has watered your future joy. You are not behind. You are becoming. Let regret be a teacher, not a warden. Let it show you where you grew, what you learned, and how you'll live differently moving forward. In 2025, you don't need to carry the weight of what could have been. You only need to walk forward with intention, honesty, and heart. Let go of what you can't change. Love forward into who you're becoming. Live fully now. Your past shaped you, but your choices today define you. This is your moment to begin again. The power of emotional boundaries. How to protect your peace in 2025. In a world filled with noise, expectations, and emotional overload, protecting your peace is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity. And the key to doing that lies in one vital life skill: emotional boundaries. Emotional boundaries are invisible lines that protect your mental, emotional, and spiritual energy. They define what's yours and what's not, what you're responsible for, and what you are not. Without boundaries, you become a sponge for other people's moods, guilt, criticism, and chaos. But with strong boundaries, you reclaim control over your life, your emotions, and your well-being. This message is about reclaiming your peace by mastering emotional boundaries in 2025. Let's dive deep into what boundaries really are, how to build them, and how to honor them without guilt. What are emotional boundaries? Emotional boundaries are the mental and emotional limits we set to protect ourselves from being manipulated, used, or violated by others. They define where your feelings end and another person's begin. They sound like, I'm not okay with being spoken to that way. I need time to process before I respond. I'm not available to take on this emotional burden right now. Healthy emotional boundaries allow you to protect your energy, maintain self-respect, build trust in relationships, avoid resentment and emotional burnout. Without them, you may say yes when you want to say no. Take responsibility for others' feelings. Feel drained after interactions. Experience chronic anxiety, guilt, or frustration. Why people struggle to set boundaries. If boundaries are so important, why do so many people struggle with them? Because we've been taught to be nice at all costs. That putting ourselves first is selfish. That love means self-sacrifice. Cultural conditioning, childhood trauma, and people-pleasing tendencies teach us to prioritize others' comfort over our own well-being. But here's the truth. Boundaries are not walls. They're doors. They don't shut people out. They show people how to connect with us in healthy ways. Signs you need stronger emotional boundaries. You may need to reassess your boundaries if you feel anxious when someone is upset with you. You constantly feel responsible for fixing others. You get emotionally drained from social interactions. You feel guilty when you take time for yourself. You often suppress your feelings to avoid conflict. These signs are not weaknesses. They're signals that it's time to stand in your truth. Types of emotional boundaries. 1. Mental boundaries. Guard your thoughts and beliefs. You don't have to accept others' opinions as truth. 2. Emotional boundaries. Protect your feelings from being manipulated or dismissed. 3. Time boundaries. Respect how you spend your time. Not every emergency requires your attention. 4. Energy boundaries. Monitor who drains you and who fuels you. 5. Conversational boundaries. You're not required to discuss things that make you uncomfortable. How to set emotional boundaries without feeling guilty. Here's how you can start building emotional boundaries. 1. Get clear on what you need. You can't set a boundary if you don't know your limits. Tune into your body. Notice where you feel stress, resentment, or discomfort. 2. Use I statements. Speak from your truth. For example, I feel overwhelmed when I'm asked to stay late without notice. 3. Communicate clearly and calmly. Boundaries are not ultimatums, they are expressions of self-respect. Speak with firmness and kindness. 4. Expect resistance. People who benefited from your lack of boundaries will resist your new ones. That doesn't mean you're wrong. 5. Reinforce your boundary. If someone crosses the line, remind them, and, if needed, create consequences. 6. Let go of guilt. Guilt is a sign that you're breaking old conditioning. Let it rise. Let it pass. Don't let it stop you. Real-life boundary scripts you can use. I'm not in a place to give advice right now, but I'm here to listen. I need time to myself this weekend to recharge. That topic feels heavy for mind. Rather not go there. I appreciate your concern, but I've made my decision. Simple, honest, clear. You don't owe anyone a long explanation. When boundaries are violated, what if someone ignores or disrespects your boundary? Restate it calmly. Reduce your emotional investment. Limit your availability to them. In serious cases, consider distancing or removing yourself. Boundaries without consequences are just suggestions. Stand by them. How boundaries protect your peace. When you honor your emotional limits, you feel safer in your own body. Make better decisions. Reduce resentment in relationships. Show others how to love you. Preserve your energy for what truly matters. Peace isn't something you find. It's something you protect. Setting boundaries with loved ones. Boundaries are especially hard with people we care about. But those are the ones that matter most. With family, I'm happy to visit, but I won't tolerate yelling. With friends, I need space to process. I'll reach out when I'm ready. With partners, when you dismiss my feelings, I feel unseen. I need you to hear me. Healthy love respects limits. Self-boundaries are just as important. Sometimes the person violating your boundaries is you, overcommitting to others, ignoring your need for rest, accepting emotional scraps. Hold yourself accountable. Set boundaries with your own habits. No screens after 9 p.m. No texting exes when I feel lonely. I will pause before saying yes to new commitments. Discipline is self-respect in action, healing through boundaries. Boundaries don't push love away, they allow real love in. They say, here's how to care for me. Here's how I'll care for myself. In 2025, choose to live with clarity. Speak your truth, kindly but firmly. Protect your peace like it's sacred, because it is. Let this be the year you stop over-explaining. Stop abandoning yourself. Stop trading peace for approval. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to say no. You are allowed to be a priority in your own life. Protect your peace. Honor your truth. And walk boldly in your boundaries. Because the more clearly you define your limits, the more freely you can live. If this message inspired you, comment below. My peace is a priority. And remember, in 2025 and beyond, clarity is kindness. Boundaries are love.